Before we start this video, I just want to let you guys know that we are now officially sponsored by Match Bingo. We need every single one of you right now to click the link down below in the description. I mean right now, literally click the description right now and download the app. This is basically bingo with a twist. Instead of trying to call out numbers, you're trying to call out big moments in a match, like, let's say, goals, offsides, fouls. These are the sorts of games that you're trying to call out. And it is a gambling game, but you can gamble responsibly because you only can do a max of £2 per game. So you don't have to worry about spending too much or throwing too much money down the drain or anything. You can even do a couple free games if you just want to dip your toe in and get a little idea of what the app is about. So again, guys, if you guys do want to get involved, click the link right now. Click the link in the description below. Helps out the channel, and it is also a really fun game to do as well. So guys, again, click the link, download the app, and we'll see you over there.
Hello everyone from Chelsea Fan TV. My name is Alex, and today we are going to be speaking about a very, very special player in a lot of fans' eyes. And a very special player in terms of the ownership's eyes as well, and the manager. Everyone at Chelsea seems to be thinking about this player an awful lot because what he can do on the pitch, what he can do off the pitch, and what he represents for Chelsea. Now, for those of you who obviously saw the thumbnail before you clicked on the video, you've got the ownership, you've got the board, who, if we're being totally honest, are probably licking their lips, looking to get the best price tag possible for Conor Gallagher. And then on the other side, you've got Mauricio Pochettino, who loves Conor, who picked him from the get-go, from the beginning of the season, started Conor and played 90 minutes practically every single game for Chelsea that he was available. And clearly, he wants him to remain with the squad. He wants Conor Gallagher to sign a new contract and remain as a crucial part of Mauricio Pochettino's plans. But there is a divide, not a massive one. I think the majority of Chelsea fans actually want Gallagher to stay. I would almost say I'm on the fence at the moment, to be honest with you, and I'm going to get into it. But yeah, I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that Conor Gallagher has been one of Chelsea's best players this season. If you were going to think of players who really did perform to a decent level the majority of the time, you would look at players like Cole Palmer, you would look at Malo Gusto, you would look at Caicedo, players like that. And I think Gallagher is in that bracket. I might have missed one or two players out, but you understand where I'm coming from. So he's been one of our best players this season. But this is my fear. And there's good aspects and there's bad aspects to this. So I'm just going to give my thoughts on it, and then I'm going to go into the club as well. For me, if Gallagher continues to play the way he's playing at the moment, in the position he's playing at the moment, which is right next to Caicedo in a deeper role, almost like a 6, then for me, he's got to stay. You cannot sell Conor Gallagher if he is playing in his best position, because ultimately what he does is the dirty work that other players don't want to do, that Caicedo needs help doing. And Enzo Fernandez is a great player, but we've seen without Enzo Fernandez in that midfield, for some reason, we seem to have some sort of stability defensively that we just didn't have before. 2 clean sheets in a row. We got a clean sheet against Tottenham. We got a clean sheet against West Ham, albeit we could have easily scored. We could have easily conceded, but the numbers don't lie, and you have to look at these things and try and understand there must be a reason for this. And I do think Conor Gallagher is a massive reason for that, as well as Cucurella on the left-hand side coming into midfield. I think he certainly helps, but Conor Gallagher is also a massive, massive factor. So if we're going to play Conor Gallagher in his best position, in the position that helps the team the most, in the position that he can thrive in the most, and lead this Chelsea team as a captain, it's a no-brainer. You've got to keep Conor Gallagher at Chelsea. But if you are going to play Conor Gallagher as a 10, in behind a striker, if you are going to sacrifice players who eventually are going to come back and be fully fit, like your Chukwuemeka's, if you're going to sacrifice their playing time so Gallagher can play as a 10, if you're going to move Cole Palmer to the right so that Conor Gallagher can play in the 10, if you're going to sacrifice Madueke's playing time so that you can squeeze Conor Gallagher further up the pitch, then it's not going to work. It's not good enough. We've seen Gallagher in the 10. We've seen him in behind the striker. I don't know about you guys. I don't think he's good enough at all for that position. I really don't rate Conor Gallagher in behind the striker. I don't think he's technical enough. I don't think he's talented enough. I don't think he's gifted enough. And the effort is great, but there's only so far effort can take you. And there's only so many positions that effort in itself is effective. If Jackson keeps making runs but doesn't put the ball in the back of the net, you're not going to be praising him, are you? The only reason Nicholas Jackson's getting any praise at the moment is because he's surpassed Drogba's goal tally in one season. And he's really actually starting to bang them in. So that's why Nicholas Jackson's getting praised. Not because he makes runs, because he's got a little bit of end product. I don't see enough of that with Conor Gallagher. I see him making the effort. I see him initiating the press. I don't see him being creatively good enough to break low blocks week in, week out. I don't see Conor Gallagher dominating midfields when he has to turn his back and break the lines. I don't see him linking up the play between the midfield and the strikers. I just don't see it. And I certainly don't see Conor Gallagher being a player that, you're going to be in a 10, you give him freedom, he's going to cause problems out wide. So all of these factors with Conor Gallagher playing in the 10, they just don't add up. It never adds up to me. The only reason that he played in that position is because of the injury problems, as I alluded to earlier. So fair enough. Okay, we don't have many options. We have to play him in that position. But now we've got Madueke coming into form. We've got Palmer playing in his natural and best position. You've got Caicedo who needs help. Enzo's out. He just had surgery. Lavia's still out. Ugachukwu not available. So you play Gallagher in a deeper role. What do you get? Chelsea are playing better football. He looks better. Everyone's happy. So it is Pochettino's fault to an extent because he played him in behind the strikers. That was his decision. But also we were very limited with our options. So when I look at Conor Gallagher, it's clear where his best position is. If we continue to play Gallagher this way in these positions, and that is the long-term plan for this player, which could affect a lot of other players as well. We haven't even spoken about Enzo Fernandez. Where does he fit into this team? Lavia, all these players. So if they're not going to get the game time because of Conor Gallagher, that's a different conversation. But at least we know that you're going to get the best out of Conor Gallagher. So that makes me a little bit more content. Oh, he's playing in his natural position. He looks good. We didn't think he could play as a pivot under Thomas Tuchel. We know that's obviously wrong because under Pochettino, I think he's been exceptional in that role. So if Pochettino continues to play Conor Gallagher in that pivot role, in that deeper role where he can affect the game defensively and do what he does best, then it is a no-brainer. Conor Gallagher has to stay. But these owners are looking at 50 million, 55 million. Tottenham are looking at him. I know West Ham were looking a while ago. There are clubs that are going to be interested in signing this player. If we continue to play him in his natural position, do not sell him. Don't do it. If you play him in the 10, get him gone. That's where I'm at. All right. And I think that's fair. I was under the illusion a few games ago that we should just sell him anyway. But I think that after the past couple of performances, seeing Gallagher play, see the way he's getting Chelsea ticking as well, we know that he's not the whole solution, but he's definitely part of it. And yeah, he's proper Chelsea. We know he cares, but there's only so much proper Chelsea can get you. You've got to deliver, and I think over the past few games he's done that. So these owners, they're going to be looking at the money. They are going to be looking at it, but it's on Pochettino to stand up to these guys, Paul Winstanley, Lawrence Stewart, and say, boys, help me out here. You didn't give me any experience in the summer. You gave me more young players. You got rid of all of the experience, all of the players that have won something at Chelsea. I don't have anything to do with them anymore. We know Thiago Silva's going. There's a chance Ben Chilwell could be gone because his injury record's been terrible. So in terms of the players that we're going to have available that know the club, you're looking at Reece James, Trevor Chalobah. I can't even think of anyone else off the top of my head. I mean, that's ridiculous. And that's where we're at. And obviously Levi Colwill, but he's not been at the club for a long time. So it's up to Pochettino to persuade these owners, the board. Keep your best players. I'm not going to play him as a 10. I'm going to play him deeper. So Palmer's going to thrive. Madueke, who you also bought, is going to develop on the right-hand side. He's finally starting to come into form. Let me build this team. I can't build this team if you keep selling all my best players. And also, Conor Gallagher is going to have a year left on his contract. This is your responsibility as well. If you want to stay at Chelsea, if you really, really believe that you can make it in this team, if this is what you want, do not accept a sale to another club, especially not Tottenham. Don't accept that. I don't even know if Tottenham are the only club interested in Conor Gallagher, but I know that they're one of them. That they're the main suitors for Conor Gallagher at this moment in time. Do not take this move, Conor. Don't do it. If the ownership want to force you out, go on a free transfer, stick the fingers up and say, you know what? Screw you. I'm staying at Chelsea. Give me a new contract. Wages. Oh, come on, people. Come on. For me, this is hardly like Mason Mount. I don't think Conor Gallagher wants $250,000 a week. I know he's not worth $250,000 a week, but whatever the guy's on, he does deserve a pay rise. He certainly deserves a pay rise. And all this nonsense about 7-8 year contract. If he wants a 5-year deal, is that really bad? Is that a terrible thing? Just extend it in 4 years' time again if you're happy with him. And if he's still not happy, then you can try and sell him. But give the man a chance. So Gallagher, you need to stand up to these owners. You need to stand up to the club in a way. Don't sign a contract that you're not happy with. That's fair enough. All credit to you. I do believe that he deserves a pay rise. Do I believe he deserves, a ridiculous pay rise? Maybe not, but he is good enough for Chelsea. He is proper Chelsea. If this is all about money, then I think actually the power is in the player's hand because he can just run his contract down and leave if he wants to. And I think actually if he did run down his contract, he'd probably get given a new deal anyway because the club wouldn't want to lose him. So that's the way I see it with Conor Gallagher. I'd love to know what you guys think as well. He is a player that has really divided opinion at times, but I think ultimately he is starting to grow on me. He's starting to grow on a lot of other Chelsea fans who maybe didn't rate him as much when he was playing higher up the pitch. But when he's played in his best position, he's certainly worth it. And, he embodies a lot of the qualities that we want in terms of the effort he puts in, the pride he has for Chelsea, and just his love for the club, really, which is, you can't pay for that. So 50 million quid, not for me, guys. But again, I think the power's in Conor's hands. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. And up the Chelsea.